Welcome. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. and I was born July 4th, 1986. Today I want to say thank you for tuning in to try to figure out some more about your dogs. Something I want to talk about today, and in reality, it's not going to be too much about some dogs. It's just going to be about just the concept of relationship and the concept of a word that I want to use right now that, I've been trying to figure this word out in my whole life. And that word is love. What actually is love? And a lot of us are thinking that, your dog loves you or you love your dog. But it comes down to like, what is that? What actually does it, what is it all about? What is it like? What does it look like when you are said in love with something? What does it look like? What is the meaning behind that? What is even the purpose? Why does it matter? Why are we looking for things like that? And why are we even looking for a said like better relationship in our life with our dogs, with anybody, with anything? And it's something that I want to talk about today. And I think that a lot of us are confused. And I got a very amazing comment respond to just back talk going on that I just want to talk about. And that's the concept of if is there a dog that is no matter what you give to it, it's just going to keep taking and taking and taking. And it's just going to always keep taking from you. And no matter what, in the end, it's just going to continue to keep taking, that it's never going to give you anything back. That's something that I want to talk about today. And it comes down to the concept of me just having a good understanding of understanding what love actually truly is and what it really represents and what it's all about. Because when you love something, you don't care at the end of the day if it gives back. If it does, it does. And you're like, wow, that's amazing. Like, thank you. But you just doing just to do. You just making things happen to make it happen, expecting nothing in return. That is the ultimate understanding of what love is all about. And I don't know why this isn't like this should be a class in high school or elementary school, even at that, of just understanding like what's going on this planet, that we're also disconnected. That's interesting. I like listen to all kinds of stuff, all different types of religions and all types of everywhere. But this is rabbi that says something very, very interesting to me on the concept of why are you getting married if you're in love? What's the point? You're supposed to get married to finally fall in love. But if you're already in love, then where are we going? What's next? What are we going to do? What are we even going to? We don't have anything to work on, right? We're done. We're set and forget it. And a lot of us realize, especially here in the United States of America, majority of people have been divorced and broken up and many, many times in your life. So it clearly falling in love doesn't mean that it's going to work out. It's a matter of what we're actually doing with what that word really truly represents. And what that word really truly represents is knowing that you are going to give with no expectations of them doing anything back to give you anything in return. That's where the manipulation starts. It starts when you're already saying, well, I gave you a ride, so you better give me a ride as well. Not even just say an equal tit for tat, but you did something and now they have to do something. You made yourself vulnerable, so now they have to make themselves vulnerable. You put yourself out there, they're gonna have to do that back. And a lot of manipulation starts day one when we start to talk with people, because that's what we're instantly doing. We're trying to tell a story, hoping that other person would like tell us a similar type of story, as opposed to just saying, what's going on with you? What's happening with you? What's in your world that you just want to talk about? You want to just bring up and be able to get off your chest. Not with it being that I have to do something back to like we got to match each other, but just live and just be. We're not just living and just being. We're always wanting something. And the second that you just decide that I don't want anything anymore, that's when stuff in your life is going to look amazing, because you don't have that expectation that I did all of this and now I'm going to get this in return. No, you're just doing it just to do. You're just living this world just to live in this world. You're not expecting anything from anybody, but you just doing what you're doing. Once that's all of the like the walls and the everything that we got to let go of ourselves. Once we let all of that go of ourselves, that's when you're going to finally find what I'm going to say is a true peace on this planet. You're not going to find it by thinking that the things that you're doing, that something has to come from it. I can even simply say like, this is why it's so easy for me to make videos and do this stuff at this point today, because I don't have no expectations on I have to be this way, I have to do this a certain way, I have to make sure I don't have any of that. I just know that I'm just doing what I'm doing in a way to make sure that I can help as many people as possible, and I don't need anything from you. I don't need nothing from you. Granted, the YouTube does send me money and stuff at this point today, but I don't even need that to continue to keep on doing what I'm doing. I just want to do it to just get some information out there so someone can have a better life, man. And the main thing, I still don't know if anyone understands this, but I talk about some dogs, but I have a deeper message that further than just, I'm going to say a simple dog. Still, dogs and dog relationship with us as humans, that should be like the elementary stage of now we can move to somewhere next now. And then next stages are, how can I have better relationships with people with me? And the dogs are just, to me, something that is simple and easy for me to just see and just understand that I don't know why, but they just give back when you just give, and you give, and you just have what you want, man. Have what you want. Do whatever you want. You just keep feeding them, you keep running them, you keep letting them chase, you keep letting them pull and sniff, you keep letting them do some stuff, and something just happens. And this is the part where trust. We trust first, then we respect first, and then the trust comes back to us. If you're doing this thinking, I don't know, you're not trusting what's going on. You're not trusting that your actions are of anything. And if you're not putting that trust out there, you have no relationship at all. No relationship at all. You have no form and concern of what that word love actually truly represents. Because you're hoping that they better do something because of what I'm doing. As opposed to just saying, here you go, here you go, here you go. And just see what happens and see what comes. And see what's going to come to you. Because this is one thing that a lot of people just get all in your feelings. When someone does something that you would perceive as being negative towards you, how is it possible that another human being out there could do something to, in reality, damage and destroy you? How could a word or even an action, a behavior that somebody did, do something to just really affect you? If what you're doing is the true representation of what love is all about. Knowing that they're going to mess up, okay, they messed up. And that's a whole big part of forgiveness. And forgiveness is the big thing that a lot of us need to just really understand first with these dogs. They've done some crazy stuff. They've done some wild stuff to you. Some of your dogs have bitten you at this point. And you're like, I don't know if I can bounce back from that. It's the same thing as being in a relationship with someone and they did something on you. They ran off on you. They intermingled with someone else on you. And you're like, I don't know. I can't come back from that. And that's the part where forgiveness is the key to everything on this planet. And if you're thinking that I'm going to be able to get something to like me because of what I'm doing, you're stumbling. Things and everybody around you is going to appreciate you because you're doing for nothing. You're expecting nothing. You're needing nothing. You're desiring nothing. You don't care about a dang thing. You're just doing what you're doing. You're just living. And when you're living and you're moving and you're cruising in this world, people are going to want to have no choice but to just give something back to you. It just is what it is. It's a natural, like something inside of us that we do. I don't care how evil of a person you think you are, how evil people out there that you have heard and read about. There's something in all of us that we have no choice when it's genuine, when it's pure, when it's real. When we're lying, expect that person on the other side that you're lying to is going to do something that you're going to feel like, what's going on? Your defenses are going to go up, basically, is what I want to say. It's just natural things on this planet that just start to happen. When you just stop wanting and desiring it so bad, like you better because I this, that's where you're gonna finally, just from what I've understood and what I've really just come to understand on this life, that's where you're gonna find a peace in life. You're gonna keep doing what you're doing without anybody having to say anything or even praise you about it, anything. None of that matters. You're just doing what you're doing. And you're gonna continue to keep doing that, and that's where you're not gonna be affected by anything that goes on around you. Someone could do something to try and absolutely sabotage and destroy you. And you're just going to say, oh, okay, well, that sucks over there, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing over here now. Now, actually, I'm going to go a little bit over there now because I just don't care. I found a whole new opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to see that chaos, to get that out of my life. So now I can get that done. We're done. So I can move on over here now. But we don't really look at the world that way anymore. We're just thinking like, if I got to do something, and in reality, something that I want to say is most everyone, human beings alive today, we're just doing this because it's just what we've seen and what we know. Everything that we have set up from the day that, I mean, even elementary school starts us and primes us to understand how to do to get. You know, you got to do this and then you get this. If you act this way, you'll get a reward. If you act this way, you'll get punished. It's been set up from us from birth, from instant. That's just how we view everything on this planet today. That if I do good, then good's going to come back to me. That's not true. You could do good and some evil chaos can continue to keep coming to you. But when you're living in the world where you're not putting any desire of trying to change something for what you're doing, that's where you're just going to dance around that over and over and over again. And something just happens that even if someone tries to come into your life, because this is what I've been battling with in my life, even if someone tries to come into your life and tries to damage you to everything about you, they're trying to just destroy you. There's no way that person could come from the outside to come into you to destroy you if you don't want nothing. If you don't care about nothing that they're doing, you don't want nothing from them, you're not trying to do anything, and all that you can continue to keep on doing is good stuff to them. And you're gonna watch two of things, maybe three, but two of things are gonna happen. That person that's doing the said crazy chaos to you, like, for instance, I could say something like a dog that someone could say, but I just don't believe this in dogs. I believe that when we give to dogs, it's just what they are. They don't know, they're smart, but there's that level of intelligence that I'm going to say is a little bit different with what dogs are capable of. They still don't build houses. They still don't drive cars. They don't do any of that. They're smart. They're like, that's the best way to put it. They're street smart. They understand the world. They understand the nature. They understand the ways of being. They understand body language. But they do not know how to build a barn, and they do not know how to store and collect up their own food so they can have it for later on. They can't do it. They don't have that level of intelligence. We as humans have that level of intelligence. And we have been using that intelligence against us instead of understanding how to be able to just really accept that intelligence is here to help us and not hurt us. But we're using it to destroy each other. Because there's two things that are going to happen here. You're going to want for nothing. You're just going to look at that person. They're going to be doing crazy madness to you, and you're just going to keep doing good stuff. One thing's going to happen right away. That person is more likely going to stop doing what they're doing and leave you alone. They're like, what the heck? I can't affect this person. And when you can't get a reaction, when you don't react, when someone just literally does something crazy to you, just crazy, and you don't react, that person's going to say, well, that's in reality boring for them. That's not what they're looking for. They want you to be like, oh, he said this about me, and I got to like get on here and I got to write. That's what they want. But when you don't, they're going to leave. They're going to disappear. They're not going to want to do anything with you. And then there's the other side of that when you just keep doing, something is going to sparkle in them. They'll just say, what the heck is going on here? I'm literally purposely trying to damage this person, and they're just still being nice to me. And not even nice just in a manipulative way, but just nice because you're a genuine person inside. That person is going to have no choice but to figure out how to get closer to you. And they're going to get closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And then that's where the concept of just what I believe on this planet, how it works. That's where you're going to be able to, I don't want to use that word, but change someone's mind of seeing a different world out here, as opposed to the world where you're just having a take. You're going to see one person that's going to change, because this has happened to me in my life. I've seen one person that no matter what, they're smooth, they're chill, they're calm. They're like, you're not gonna come at me like that. Like, I don't care, man. I'm relaxed. And I'm asking, like, how are you like that? How are you able to do that? And that's the true concept of what love is all about. We're not here to try to take because of what we do. We're not here to do hoping that we're even gonna get something. You just do just to do. Everything on our planet is set up this way, all the way down to our work. You work to get money, right? And you work to get money so that you can buy food, you can buy a house, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. You go to school so that you can be able to get that job, so that you can work. It's just a cycle that we all have. We do this every single day since the day in reality that we're born. And today it's fast, man. These telephones, which are absolutely phenomenal, but these telephones get us into a position where we're going to be stumbling and fumbling because we're in it too fast and too much. And we're thinking like, I got this so that I get that. I'll go over here and do this so I can get that. Even playing video games is like this. And it's what our world is set up to, as opposed to just being in the world and just doing because you want to just do. Doing and just making it happen. And this is the concept where I'll say, the dogs are going to have one of two ways, but most dogs take on that aspect of, the dog is not going to like run away because it's not getting a reaction out of you. The dog's going to start to get, the word I'll use here, suspicious. He's going to say like, whoa, I've been chewing on this guy. I've been jumping on this guy. I've been running away from this guy. I've been pulling like a crazy, doing all wildness with this guy. I've been just acting a fool with this guy. But yet they're not reacting. They're not responding. And they're just still moving forward. The dog is going to like get a little bit closer and say, what's up with you? How are you doing that? Like, what's going on? You're not reacting for when I do this. You're like growling, showing teeth, and you're just standing there like, what you going to do about that? The dog's like, I want to get a little bit closer to you. This is where I say the magic happens when I work with these dogs that do that jump scare stuff. They like jump at anyone that tries to get close. And that dog jumps and I just stand there like, what you gonna do, man? Because if you would have done it, you would already have done it. That's my main understanding of knowing. If you wanted to get me, you wanted to chew on me, you would have did it already. I'm waiting, buddy, I'm waiting. And I know you're not gonna do it, so let's just wait this out. Then the dog's like, nothing's getting this person to react. Nothing's getting this person to like have to give me food or give me a treat or do anything extra right now. What's going on with this person? And it makes that dog want to get closer to you and start to ask, like, what's happening? And then it gets closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to the point that now I'm going to say, transformed into being like you. Now it wants to give to you because you've been giving to it with nothing in return. So the dog will do in return for absolutely nothingness. It will just give to you. And you're going to be on an equal balance here. The dog's going to do something and you're going to do something. And you're both not caring if you're getting something back. You're just living. You're just being. You're just in existence right now. You're not doing anything more of like, if I buy him a better food, he's going to pay attention to me more. No, you're just doing what you're doing. You're doing what you're doing and just saying, hey, you like it? You like? Oh, you don't like it? Okay, well, let me try a different food then. Whatever. You're doing that because of what you're desiring, what you're looking for, because you want to do more for your dogs. Why I'm raising like hundreds of baby chicks so that I can literally just have dog food. I got extra, so I only need about 100 a month for my dogs. I think about 120 a month for my dogs, but I'm hatching out like 4, 6, 7, 800 a month at this moment. So I'm gonna have extra. But I'm literally just raising and hatching my own chicken so I can feed it to my dogs because I want to give my dogs the most premium food on the planet. And I don't care if they still want to try to chew on me. I don't care if my dog doesn't recall back to me perfectly because I'm going way out of my way, way over and above to give them a better food. I'm just giving it to them because that's what I want to do. And I like eating better food, so I'm like, I want you to have the best possible thing as well. So I want to give this to you, knowing that nothing in return I want. Let's go on these walks. We're just gonna go on a walk. Today I got in my feelings with my Dalmatian. I've been letting her run too much. She's having a good time chasing. She's really good at moving chickens around. Really good at, way better than my Johnny man. She's got this gentleness to her that is just, it's so amazing to see. And just seeing that, I realized, wow, you really like the chase, girl. You really like the chase. I seen her with chasing the squirrels and doing all that stuff. So I'm like, no, I don't want you to do that because of this. But I didn't like fulfill that part of her. Saying, I seen that you like that, but I'm like, I'm making you do what I want all the time. On these walks, you're not allowed to look, you're not allowed to this, you're not allowed. So she got in her feelings today. And what her getting in her feelings got in my feelings today of like, what am I doing? Based on the video that I was just literally talking about yesterday, what am I doing? I am disrespecting this dog right now, not giving her fullness, not giving her everything that she wants. She likes to chase some stuff, so I have to give it to her. I can't just, you're not able to do that. So then brought her out here and I'm just letting her do it. And I'm gonna set up a lure course in the front. Those things are just amazing looking. I have no choice but to get one. And just let all the dogs run and chase the dang thing and just have a good time. Because that's something that she had in her that she also still wants to do. And I want to just give it to her and give it to her and let her just express and be fun and just do what she wants to do. If that means that I can't take her on runs right now because she's gonna be extra tired from chasing over there and she won't be able to go on a run with me, so be it. So be it. I want to give to her so that she's gonna be good to go. And there's one thing that I'm just gonna put a guarantee, just because I know how this world works, is at some point, someday, I don't know when, it could be 8 years from now, that she's finally like, I'll go on those runs for you now. Like, I'll do some nice long 20-mile runs with you. It could be 8 years from now, and then I'm just gonna look at it and say, wow, that's amazing, like great. But I'm not here to rush it or try to force it or try to fight it to happen a certain time in a certain way. And it's gonna happen when it happens. And that's the individualist of everything that's out here. Every animal, every human being, everything out here, we're all different at our pace with what we do, certain things. And we don't want to try to rush it. What we're mainly doing out here is trying to, I'm going to do this so that that person will look at me and view me this way. I'm going to wear these type of clothes so this person will look at me and view me a certain way. I'm going to go to this school so this person will look at me and view me a certain way. As opposed to just doing what you do. I'm going to drive this car because people are going to look at me a certain way. Everything, not everything, but pretty much everything that we're doing on our day-to-days out here, we're doing in a way of like, if I this, then I'm gonna get that, or make someone look at me, as opposed to just doing what you're doing and being who you are. Just representing who you are to the core of just who you are, and not caring what anybody has to think. Not caring that I'm gonna do something extra so that person over there is gonna care more about me. That's where we're stumbling and fumbling as a human being today. That this is where I just see it everywhere I go, everywhere I go. No one's just trying to because there's a huge thing that's going on the social media stuff nowadays. It's not just new, but more and more people are doing it today. Like giving people $100, giving people $1,000. If you wanted to do that, you just do that. Don't show it to the world, because you're not doing it to try to actually help. You want to help your own self by doing that. That's why you're doing that. And when you're doing it in that sense, that's why we're not getting any better. That's why you have to feel like I need to keep doing more of that, as opposed to just stopping and just saying to yourself, I don't want nothing from you, man. I just want to give you this. And when you do it that way, it's behind closed doors. No one else knows. You and that person knows. And still, even with giving it to that person, who cares? That's something that's straight up with how I look at it and how I do it. I know you, I'm not trying to put it out there like that, but I see a lot of people that they fiending. You can tell when a person is fiending something. You can tell when a person's like, I need that alcohol, I need the drug, you can see it in them. And sometimes I just give them the money so they can just get through their life for the day. And it's not on me to worry about even what happens in the future in that. I just want to do this just because. I don't want nothing back from you. I don't want anything from you. And when we're looking at life that way, we're going to finally just find, I'm telling you, that peace that you're looking for in life. And the main thing that I think a lot of us are struggling with these dogs are, simple dogs, is because how smart that they are, but not intelligent that they are. We as humans are trying to come at their intelligence without understanding the street smartness of these dogs, the world smartness, I guess I can say. They don't really much know the concrete, but they know the world, man. They know everything out here. They know when it's about to get cold. They know when it's going to rain. They know when the snow is coming. They know it's going to be windy. They know everything. They know where the animals are living that they want to go and find, that they want to be able to eat on. They know everything about this. They know everything about what your body looks like when you come home, and how you are, and how you're responding, and how you speak, and how you move. They know everything about you. Everything. They got all the world smartness in the world. They know everything. They're so in tune with watching the language of every little thing. That's why a majority of dogs are capable of working pretty much every single animal on this planet. And down to some of these, I'd be fascinated to put some of these dogs in water and see if they can move fish, move some fish around in the pond. That's why I hope to get a pond in my next place. So I just want to see, because these dogs move everything. They move everything around. I mean, my border collie, some of y'all seen this stuff. Your dogs move flies. The flies come in and they're munching at it, snapping at it, getting the flies away. They move they know the language of the world. They know it all. They know how to get just quiet enough, calm enough to get close to what they want. They know how to get excited enough to get something to move. And since they're able to do that, we need to really understand what the dog is actually, what they are and what they're capable of. They are so smart, but they're not intelligent. And that's the part where, for me, I see the mass limitations with what they're capable of and what they are. But to me, I think it's an amazing thing, because it lets me see like the difference between when I just still have a lot of success, which is giving the dog what it wants and the dog starts to do for me. Because it's just like programming that the dogs are all about. It's just what they understand. They're that simple. They're that easy. They're just that laid back. But human beings, we start to get to thinking too much. We get to thinking too much. And when we get to thinking too much, that's where things start to stumble and fumble. When you get to thinking too much, you could put a story together in your mind that isn't even real. But you're just thinking it might happen, and then you're like cautious of the world because of something you thought might happen, as opposed to what will happen. And that's something that the dogs are very fascinating with. They just work on what is going on, not what could be or what could have been. They're just what is. And that's the thing that we as humans should really just understand, how to be able to just get closer and closer to living here, and understanding that your thoughts over there and your thoughts over there, they're more than likely setting you up for failure, because they're trying to tell you to do something and you're just like, oh, I don't know if I should do that. And then it makes you do some things that at the end of the day you didn't want to do. And then it makes you get into the situation where now you're not just doing just to do. You're doing because you want this, or you're doing because you need this, you're doing because of this, because of that. You're doing in a very inappropriate way. And when you're constantly doing that, you're battling in life right now. Because that's where, like, this where you're struggling with dogs, because the dogs could see that you're just lying. They can see that you're lying and just straight up call you a liar. But the human beings, they don't see that up front. Some people don't see it at all in reality. So I just don't understand that part of it. But some people, they just don't understand it. And that's what we're doing, is we're lying. You're lying by, hey, if I give you this, then you better sit better for me. And the dog is going to look at you and say, I know what you're trying to do to me. And that's why you're getting pushback. Because the dog's like, I don't play these games. I don't do this stuff. I don't function like that. The dogs just don't function that way. And a lot of people are struggling with their dogs. Why? Because nowadays we got this, I don't know how else to call it, but just new age dog training. New age dog training that's manipulating the dogs. And the dogs can see that. They can see it and they understand it. And they don't like it. That's why we have to go more and more pressure. And anybody that's out here talking on some, I don't have to use more pressure on your dog, that's where I'm going to just flat out say we're lying. You're lying. You're lying about knowing that the dog isn't performing because the dog is looking at you like suspicious is all I can say. What are your intentions here? Why are you doing this? Because you're doing it in a way that you're trying to force me to do something that I'm not comfortable with. And the dogs can see that. And when we keep doing it over and over and over again, that's where we're having dogs today that are just absolute mass chaos. Mass chaos, man. Super chaos. The dogs that are just lunging and biting along, dogs that are just going crazy, the dogs that are just flipping out, the dogs that are just going wild. Because we want something from it so bad. As opposed to looking at that dog and just say, hey girl, what do you need? What do you need right now? What are you looking for right now? You'll see things get better. And then you'll hit this point where you're just like, oh, because we start to, just what we as humans do. This is just new stuff that we do. We want it, man. You just rush it. You're faster. You're like, oh, my walk was pretty good today, so I want it to be like that and get way better tomorrow. I want it to be way better right now. Not realizing what you're doing to that dog to be able to get what it is that you're looking for. That you're just coming with an extreme amount of disrespect to that dog. And then that dog has no choice but to give you pushback. It has no choice. It has no choice. And then we're like, oh no, something wrong with my dog. My dog this, my dog is, it's well, what's the words that we use? Genetically messed up, and it's got this, it's got that. My dog is this, and I've worked with so many people that y'all just straight up look at me and just say, my dog is an idiot. It doesn't listen, it doesn't know anything. And I'm like, no, I don't want to say it to your face straight up, but maybe we need to like get a better understanding of who the actual idiot is here looking at this dog. Because the dog is trying to say something this entire time. And it's doing everything it can to be heard. But you're not listening to it, and or you're trying to do something worse on trying to, I'm going to make you do this so that you do this for me. And that we're struggling. We're struggling. And this is the concept of what relationships are all about. You want to have a nice, solid, true, great, amazing relationship. You don't want nothing from that person that you're trying to do things for. You don't want nothing. You don't need nothing. They don't need to make you happy. They don't need to make you smile. They don't need to make you proud. They don't need to build your ego. They don't need to do nothing. Nothing. You should already have that. You should already be able to figure that out for your own self. And again, another thing with those dogs, we need them to like make us feel better. No, you need to feel better. Your dog isn't here to do that for you. Could it do something to make you want to do something more, go for a walk or do something to make you feel better in the real proper way of feeling better and then just holding the dog all day? Yes, but the dog isn't there to do that. You are only here your own self to do that. That's why I have so many dogs today that are so hyped, so anxiety. They can't be alone for more than 15 seconds because you can't be alone for 15 seconds. And when you're in that, your dog is starting to mirror that. And then your dog starts to do crazy stuff. That's where the dog trainer then gets called in. Because, oh, my dog is this. And then the first thing we do is try to suppress everything about the dog. And then we're not getting the dog the exercise it needs. We're not allowing the dog to do what it needs to do. And then the dog keeps just getting worse and worse and worse. And then that's the concept where we put the dog down at that moment because nothing's working. Training didn't work, so we got to just put the dog down. And that's not the reality out here. The reality is we're wanting so much from these dogs and not looking at it that who are we our own selves? Who are we ourselves that we're sitting here putting all these demands out here on everything else? And that's just the simple logic that I've really come to understand on how to be able to just have the dogs, for one, calm down and relax. Because I'm just giving to them what they need. And then it's just something I see, they just give back, man. They give back, they give back, they give back. That's the programming of the dogs. But it's not so much that they give back because of that programming. They give back because they just have no choice in the end but to just look at you and just say, hey, wow, how are you just still being like, it's the reaction that I want to talk about mainly. It's the reaction. They're doing stuff to get us to react. They're like gonna get into this and get into that to get us to react. And then when we're not reacting because we don't care. I don't care, man. You just went potty in the house? All right, you need more time outside then. Okay, whatever, let's hang out more time outside. Okay, you chewed this up because you're outside for too much? Okay, well, let's just go over here and do this instead. You just keep moving and having no reaction. Then the dog is gonna have no choice but to just like, I gotta get close to that. Because that person is, at the end of the day, what is going to be considered the most powerful leader on this planet. A leader that isn't deterred by things that are going on in the outside world. Outside world is chaos, it's maddening, it's wild. And that person is standing there just strong, like everything's okay, everything's good. That's what then the person, that's where when it comes to humans, they're either going to leave because they're like, that person is too powerful, too strong, too secure is the words I want to use, than for me to be able to mess with. So they're going to disappear. Or they're going to figure out how to get closer to you. And the main thing that you want is to figure out how to be able to get the people to get closer to you because you want to be able to show them something. You want to be able to teach them something so that they can be able to get into a better place themselves without it being in a way that I want this. No, I don't. It might sound messed up, but I've said this many people before. And I've said this to someone real close to me in my life. I don't care if you do it. I don't care if you don't. I'm happy with both ways. I don't care if you listen to what I got to say. I don't care if you just hear what I say and do the opposite. I'm happy both ways. I'm satisfied with the route that you decide to take. I'm happy with it. I'm just like, thank you for doing something. I don't care which way you go. You're just doing what you're doing. It's not going to make me more happy if I got more people that agree with me. No, I don't care. It's not going to make me more happy if more people disagree with me. I just don't care. It's not going to make me sad if someone doesn't like me. I just don't care. And I don't care. Same time, I don't care if you just, oh, Mark, you're the greatest. I don't care. Because for me, I don't like that. You're the best. You're the awesome. No, I'm not. I'm just a normal human being out here doing what it is that I'm doing. And I don't need that to like continue to keep moving forward. And that's what I want more people to just really understand. To just understand the simple basics of that word, love. What is love? Love is doing, expecting nothing. And this A lot of families get destroyed because the parents will raise the children knowing that those children are going to have to take care of me later on someday. No, you're setting up for absolute failure. And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of the young kids, they disappear and never want to talk to their parents again, because there's just the energy that's in there. That you got to this because I did this for you. No, you got to just do because it's what you wanted to do. You got to make happen because it's just you just love doing what you're doing. Knowing that I don't care. I don't care if you mess up. I don't care if you end up in jail or end up in prison. I don't care. You do what you got to do. But I'm going to keep on doing what I want to do that I see fit to just because it's just who I am. And that's where you're going to find that peace on this planet. That's where you're going to find the nice dog in your house. That's where you're going to find the better relationships in your house with your spouse and your kids. That's where everything is just going to start to become better and better and better. Because you're not putting so much out there of like, you have to perform because I did this. You have to this because I did that for you. No, you just did it just because. Just because. And you're going to, I'm telling you, like the weight of the world just comes off your shoulders. You just live. You start to be able to dance around this world. And when you're moving and acting in that stance, everything wants to be around you. I mean, everything, every dog, every person, everything just wants to get close to that, because there's something about not wanting something for anything. There's something that is just powerful about that you're just doing because you want to, because you like to, because it's who you are, not thinking that anything is coming back to you. That's where I think it's an amazing thing with these dogs. That could a dog just keep wanting and wanting and wanting and never want to give back? I mean, it could. But in my experience, it just doesn't work that way. The dog will come because it's just what's going to happen when you just don't care. When you don't care. When you care so much that this is a huge thing. I put in all this time with this puppy, and this puppy got to be right. This puppy has to be on. This puppy has to be perfect. When you're putting all of that energy out, that dog is going to fail you. It's almost like just how the world works, man. Whatever you're putting so much energy into, it's going to fail you. It's going to do the complete opposite, and it's going to do everything but destruction along the way. Just raise the dog and just look at the dog and just say, hey, I'll get her food because you want some food. Hey, I'm letting her run because she wants to run. Hey, I'm taking her for walks because she wants to walk. No expectations. No, if I this and then I'll be able to that. No expectations. Just do it. Just enjoy the world. Enjoy life. And just see that when you stop worrying about having to do for something to reciprocate it back to you, you're going to find how simple this world really truly is. And to get out of this whole, I gotta have the right watch, the right this, the right outfit. I don't know how many of y'all really pay attention to what I wear and what I do. I look like a hot mess every day, and I don't know why. I still don't care. I just don't care. Because and I realize the more I don't care, the more I can, in reality, get the stuff out there that I was actually looking for when I tried to care so much. And I just don't care. And now when I don't care even more, it's an interesting way that I just literally dance around this world today. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. And that's just what I see with how my animals are. And that's like a close to home representation of how things are going. If your dog is acting the fool, I'm telling you, more than likely you button heads with your spouse and any boyfriend, girlfriend, any relationship that you're in. Once you start to fix certain things, you're gonna, where'd they come from? You're gonna run it. Oreo, come here. Oreo, come here. Oreo, come here. Get down. Johnny. I don't care if she chases it. Oreo, down. Johnny. Johnny. Get down. For whatever reason, she used to kill chickens, but she doesn't anymore. She just likes chasing them and moving them, moving them around. But when you get 3 hounded on one, you end up with a dead animal. And I ain't trying to have that right now. But it's just a matter of giving the dogs what they're looking for, and you're going to find something good. It's like you got to start at home first, and then you can start branching out and go more and more places. But if your stuff at home is absolute mass level of chaos, there's no reason to worry. You're wondering why everything, oh man, now he's in my neighbor's field. Another chicken will come back. I ain't worried about the single chicken. Whatever. But you good, girl? There's another one out there. You can chase it. I don't really care anymore. She doesn't kill them. I'm very impressed with a dog that used to kill chicken, now just likes to move them around, and she literally just moves them. She gets behind and opens her mouth, but she never even chews on it. It's an amazing thing of just allowing the dog to do what it had. I think she had so much energy at first that's why she would kill them, because they're just like, oh my goodness, and then she just went wild. When I got her to get around them and get calm, and I'm like, okay, now she's cool. And then she looked at me one day, I have to forget what day it was, 3 days ago, and she's like, I want to just go chase that chicken. And then she just did it. And then she just chased one and stood there and stared at me. She's like, you're not gonna do nothing about that? I was like, no, you're not doing anything wrong. And then she just kept doing it. And to the point that today, I just let her literally do it for like 2 hours a day at this moment. Johnny, get down. Don't worry about the donkey. She's fine. There's fences everywhere. We good. Now the donkey's getting in the middle of it. But it's just, it's like that reaction that she's looking for. Oh, what are you gonna do? And I do nothing. I'm like, whatever. And at the end, this might sound messed up. At the end of the day, it's a chicken. If you get the chicken, you know, it's just dinner for everyone tonight. It's not the end of the world. When I made it the end of the world, that's when everything was going chaos. Because I was like, you better listen or this, you better this or that. And it's just chaos, absolute chaos. And it's just my experience in a pack. The dog pack, they do some messed up stuff. But an individual dog doing what they're doing, these dogs just don't kill, man. They're just not meant to do that. They're really not in that. Unless it's a mouse, a rat, rabbits. They do rabbits for some reason. I don't know what it is about the rabbits. But the chickens and all this stuff, this is just, it's not norm for them to just go and just attack and just want to kill it. They're trying to move it around, but they have too much energy. But everything starts in right here with what I'm doing with her. If I can't get this right with these simple dogs, I know for a fact I can't get stuff right with my kids. I know for a fact I can't get stuff right with my spouse. I know for a fact I can't get nothing right with my parents, no my co-workers, nothing anywhere. And that's where I want more people to just realize what we're doing. Most of what we're doing out here is expecting someone to do something because of what I'm doing. Get the heck out of that. And you're gonna watch your life just really start to upgrade. Thank you. There's another one out here somewhere. I've seen 2 of them. Unless you got them both out. But that's the thing that this Dalmatian is good at. So this guy puts them, Johnny will get them stuck in a corner, and he keeps them in that corner. He keeps them there. Oreo gets them running to get them basically to the corner, and she likes to clear the land. So in this whole little area that I'm at right here, she's got it in her that she's like, I'm gonna get them all out of here. So that's what she does in the front yard. She gets all the chickens out of the front yard. It don't matter where they go. They go to the side, they go into the coop, they go wherever they go. She's like, get out of the front yard. She doesn't chew on them. She just chases them. And she chases them in such this like elegant way that it's nothing that's like so hostile. Where this dog is hostile, he's hostile. Like when it's, but I use him for hostile things because I don't know how to explain it. What I do, she playing with the donkey now. What I got to do with this dog to get certain stuff done. So he works differently. And Johnny, well, he's a little hostile. He'll chew on him a little bit, but he just likes to get him into the corner. You got to get him in a corner. And it's just fascinating to see the differences of what all these dogs do and how they all act. And really just allowing them to do it and allowing them to just basically at the same time, just me trusting and saying, okay, you got it. You're good. You're going to be able to make it happen. And sometimes we got to do that. We got to put it out there. Because if I don't trust, then they're not going to give a crap about me. And someone might say, oh, yeah, you're gonna kill this to do this to do this. It's like most cases, most of y'all got nothing like this out here that I'm working with to even worry about. I'm attempting to just have my dogs be out hanging, chick everywhere, just doing what we're doing. This is something that is much more complicated. As much as someone would say, it's dogs are better because they're on farm. No, they're better on a farm because we're doing more, a lot more. Today, we're building waters, because I get tired of carrying water because it's hard to move it all. And we're out here doing stuff. We're out here chewing a bone here and there, chasing a chick here and there, corralling them up so I could do what I got to do. We're doing more stuff. And the more stuff that we do, that's why the dogs look better. And you can't not do more stuff living where I'm living. There's stuff to always do. There's a fence back there that I need to refix up and do something. There's always something to do all the time, every day, forever. It's never ending. That's why I don't have TV to watch, because I got live stuff to have to take care of all the time. There's always stuff to do. And that's why the dogs are going to look better, because I'm interacting with them way more. I'm allowing them to be more free. Just, you're going to stay, right? I'm not even going to lie. That's my language. I'm like, you're going to stay, right? Open up the door, open up the porch, and just, you're going to hang out, right? Like, hopefully. And then, yeah, they always do. They always stay around. They always are there. When I'm like holding and hounding, that's why I just gave up on the leash on her at this point. I'm just like, just do what you do. Like, I know you're going to be all right. Everything's going to be fine. And it's just, that's the way that we're able to just get the dogs to just really transform. And not only that, me just doing it to see them get what they need. And when I don't care about anything back, I'm telling you, your stresses, your struggles, most of your issues, most of your problems going on in your life right now are going to literally disappear overnight if you just live this world of just doing because you want to, not thinking anything's coming back. Thank you.